Good morning. Good morning. So, the shepherd and the sheep. It's a pretty cool metaphor. So, where do we fit in? Yeah, we're the sheep. Why did Jesus decide to use sheep in this metaphor? I mean, it's not exactly the most flattering comparison. For us, anyway. Sheep are by no means the best looking or most powerful of animals. And they're not exactly the brightest crayons in the box either. In a lot of ways, they're kind of pathetic. But despite these preconceived notions I have about sheep, I decided to research them further. After all, I figured Jesus probably knew what he was talking about and had a reason for using sheep. It turns out that sheep aren't necessarily stupid, but they do have a few quirks. For example, while sheep have excellent peripheral vision, they literally can't see what's right in front of them. And while I knew that sheep were considered followers by nature, I didn't know that they were so hardwired to follow that they will literally follow each other to slaughter. So we can begin to see how much sheep really need their shepherd. They can't see where they're going, and if someone's not there to guide them, they could follow each other right off a cliff. But at the same time, that demands a lot of trust from the sheep. If you notice in the passage, Jesus never talks about how the sheep see the shepherd. They can hear him, recognize his voice, perhaps even feel him, but they can't see him. So basically, they have to put their lives in the hands of something that they can't even see. Have a sort of blind faith in their shepherd. This is the kind of faith we need to have in Jesus. There's a Mother Teresa story that I love that goes something like this. An American man feels the call of God on his life, but he has one problem. He doesn't know what God is calling him to do. So he figures he needs prayer. So he goes to Mother Teresa and asks her, "Mother Teresa, will you pray for me?" And she says, "Of course I'll pray for you. What do you want me to pray for you for?" And the man says to her, "I want clarity. I want to know, in no uncertain terms, exactly what God is calling me to do with my life." And Mother Teresa looks back at him and says, "No, I won't pray for that for you." And the man is confused and embarrassed and just blurts out, "But why? I only want what you've had for your life. You seem to always know exactly what God is calling you to do." And Mother Teresa says, "I, sir, have never had clarity. What I've had is trust. So I'll pray that you learn to trust." Last summer, I went to district camp for a week. It was there that I believe I truly felt Jesus for the first time. Sure, there'd been moments before when I felt incredible love and happiness, or a peace about a difficult decision, and thought to myself, hey, maybe this is God. But at camp, something was different. I distinctly remember an overwhelming, almost tangible presence at campfire, and I'm positive that was Jesus there with me. It was so powerful and amazing that I was scared to leave because I thought that if I left, I would lose him and never be able to find him again. Upon leaving camp, I promised myself that I would always remember how wonderful that felt and never doubt Jesus' presence in my life again. Well, I haven't completely kept that promise. I still have doubts from time to time. There are still spaces in my life where I think, wow, I don't think I've prayed since last Sunday. It's hard to keep that faith after you come off the mountaintop. But I've learned that for me, having faith doesn't mean feeling God every second of every day. It's about learning to trust God even when I can't feel him. It's praying even when I have doubts, And it's believing he's listening even on those days when I feel like I'm just talking to the wall. Maybe there are people who can feel God all the time in every aspect of their life. And maybe one day I'll be one of them. But today isn't that day. Today I need faith. It's not easy being a sheep. That's why they have a shepherd. But I think sheep need something more than that. I don't think it's an accident that sheep travel in flocks. Sheep need other sheep, just like people need other people. Victor Hugo once said, "To love another person is to see the face of God." Sometimes trusting blindly is just too hard. We need a way to see God, and that's what other people can be. Like Pastor Paula used to say, God is great, but sometimes we need something with skin on it. It's not bad to lean on other people. It's what we're made to do. I see God in people when I can't see him on my own, and I hope that I too can be someone people look to when they feel God is out of sight. Sometimes bad things will enter our pen, whatever that pen may be. It could be our home, our school, even our church. We've seen all these so-called thieves and robbers in many forms: hurt, anger, confusion, and they can be scary. Like sheep, we tend to scatter when frightened, allowing these things to lead us away from our fellow sheep and from our good shepherd, who's calling our names and trying desperately to bring us back. But this is when we need our shepherd the most. In those hard times, when blind faith is the hardest to find, we need to stand together and follow our shepherd. In life, we will walk through dark valleys where we can't see what's right in front of us. But we never have to be afraid. Jesus is always with us. He will be there to comfort us and lead us if we let him. I'll close in prayer. Dear Jesus, thank you for being our shepherd. Help us to trust you in all we do, even when we can't see you. Amen.